Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. I'm Howard Grant. Today the plan is to accomplish that which I have said I have been going to do for a while now, and that was fill those tires with that RV antifreeze. I know I left it open for you guys to guess what I was going to do. I think most of you are smart enough to figure that out. That RV antifreeze, 40 gallons, 20 gallons into each tire, that's the plan for today. So, before I get into that, though, I wanted to point out that I got back my shoes from All Friction down in Portland, Connecticut. That's where it's at, Connecticut. Portland, Connecticut. And let's see if I can get that centered in this thing. Here we go. They did a really, really nice job. You can see here the depth of the friction material. Apparently there's a little hook right here. He said it was really, really difficult to get that right. He had to do a lot of research and make some phone calls and whatnot, but he was able to get it done, and he got it back to me, and now I've got 4 beautiful, almost brand new shoes that excuse me, that I'll be able to put on the tractor at some point when I need to. Just so that you know, everybody's aware, that's All Friction in Portland, Connecticut. I don't have their phone number or website, so but you can look it up. Great people to work with. Gave me quite a deal on it, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, they cost a little bit more than straight up buying brand new shoes, but quite honestly, these parts are getting very, very difficult to find. So I'm a little bit nervous about that. I don't know what's going to happen if I ever need to replace, say, the brake drums. According to Hoy Tractor's website, they still have them in stock, but they also said they had the shoes in stock. Then they told me they weren't in stock, and then they ended up in stock, and they sent them to me. I don't know. But, yeah, if you're looking to get some obscure brake shoes or whatever relined, try All Friction. They're good people. Okay, so here's my setup. This is how this is all going to go together. You can see I have what is an old, and I mean old, sump pump. This sump pump actually came out of my father's basement probably 40 years ago. I would be willing to bet that when he built the house, it was the original pump that they had put in. Problem with it is, though, it is a 2-prong non-grounded system, and I guess he had to change it out, so he was going to get rid of the pump, and but he bought a new one, and I said, I'll take it, what the heck. But I don't know how well you can see this. Probably can't see it very well. Let me see if I can. Ooh, hi. Didn't want to do that. Trying to get some light on the subject here. Well, all right, I got a better idea. Oh, wait a minute, right here. I think, maybe. Oh yeah. Oh, that don't help much either, does it? All right, well, let me try this. I don't know if you can see that, but right here is an oil cup. Now, some of you may say, what? Oil cup? Yeah, it's got a little flapper on the top of it, and you actually put oil to lubricate the pump. When was the last time you saw an electric motor with an oil cup that you had to lubricate? Yeah. I would be willing to bet, like I said, my father probably back in the 50s when he built the house that he built, I'd be willing to bet that motor was probably original equipment. So yeah, we're probably talking, you know, 40s, maybe 50s vintage electric motor. But it still pumps, it still works. And I'm going to just say good enough. All right, over here, we have a piece of clear hose that I have added a fitting on. Regular garden hose fitting. A little short piece of hose. And on this end is one of those brass shutoffs. And then this fitting right here. All right, now that fitting there is what you've got to have. It comes from a company called Slime. I'm sure everybody's heard of it. It is, yeah, by the same company here. This is the one-way valve tool. Excuse me, four-way valve tool. I got a dozen of those things around here somewhere, but try to lay your hands on one when you need it. So I had to go buy a new one. But that same company sells that same valve. You can look it up. It's on Amazon. I think I picked mine up at Runnings. I know I've mentioned that name several times. I don't know how many of you know what or who Runnings is. And they're a kind of a farm and garden store. But they're more than that, really. I describe it as if Tractor Supply and Walmart got together and had a baby. And in the process, they also made a nifty little gun shop. Oh yeah, they sell guns, handguns, long guns, you name it, ammunition, hunting, fishing, full sporting goods store. In addition to having, not Walmart, excuse me, not Walmart, Home Depot. But they've got like plumbing supplies and electrical supplies. They've got all kinds of stuff that Tractor Supply doesn't carry, and then they've got the stuff that Tractor Supply carries too. So it's kind of a neat setup. I really like that place. The one I go to is up in Hinsdale, New Hampshire. I really like the place. But anyway, so here we go. Your first thing that you've got to do when you're going to do this project is you've got to take the Schrader valve out and let the air out of your tire. So let me go. Okay, now I just had that in my pocket. Where the heck did it go? All right. Give me a second, guys. I got to find that stupid valve tool now. Okay, so as I said, first thing you got to do, you put the valve up on the top of the tire, and you're going to take the Schrader valve out and let all the air out. Make sure you keep your hands right there handy, because this thing, when it goes, when it finally screws loose, it's going to want to go flying all the way across the room. That you'll be sorry. Although the kit for the valve tool, they come with extra Schrader valves, so if you go get yourself one of those, you'll have extra valves, but try not to lose that. Alright, now to get all the air out, we're going to drop the tractor back down. We're going to let the weight of the tractor push as much of the air out of the tire as possible. Alright, that appears to be about the limit. It's not going to go any further than that. Now you hook up this on these these little valves here that you get from Slime, they come with inserts, and those inserts adapt to the particular valve that you have. Apparently there's more than just the usual ones, but this one happens to be just a plain old standard everyday tire valve. Just as a point of note, while I'm playing around with this, I did this process to another tire that I had. It was a a lawnmower tire, lawn tractor tire, and so I've already done this process once before, and I'm pretty sure I know what I'm doing. We'll find out. All right, once you get as much air out of that tire as you can, you're gonna put that on, and you're gonna jack the tractor back up, because you don't want any pressure on this tire any more than you can possibly help. So let me get the tire jacked back up, and we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so what I've done is I've got maybe probably 2.5 gallon bucket. I didn't use a 5-gallon bucket because for some strange reason this bucket has a larger base, and the base on the sump pump fits down in the bottom of that bucket a little bit better than a 5-gallon. I don't know why they're different, but they are. So first thing to do, make sure your valve is open, your one-way valve there. Turn the pump on. We got some leaks. We gotta figure out why it's doing that. Hang on. Alright, appears as it's gonna leak no matter what I do. So what I did is I put a bucket underneath there to catch the leftovers. And what you do is you keep pumping until you don't see any more fluid going up the hose. You don't see it moving. So let's get started on that. Pump off. Otherwise what's going to happen is all that's going to drain back down in, and you're going to end up pumping air instead of fluid back up. Oh, it's just going to drain anyway. That must be that leak is causing me. So, now what we want to do is drop the tractor back down and put the pressure back on the, and right on the side of that valve you get from slime is a button you can push, and that'll let some of the air out. Just listen for it to stop. Alright, that's it. It appears to be about it. Once you hear the air stop, you turn your pump back on. And open the valve. And off you go. And that's pretty much it. You rinse and repeat until you got all your fluid into one tire. And then you go do the other side. I'm not going to bore you with watching that. So we'll come back to it later. Oh! Some of you may be wondering why I chose RV antifreeze. Well, the reason for that was twofold. One, runnings. $2.50 a bucket when it was on sale back here a few months ago when I bought it. Cheaper than just about anything else around. Number two, let's see if you can see that. There it is. Minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It never ever gets that cold here, but I've got a cushion. So now I don't have to worry about it. Alright, I gotta refill my bucket. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention, by the way. Just happened to remember. Let me turn you a little bit more this way. That's better. After you've let the tractor back down, you've closed up that valve. You drop the tractor back down onto its tire, and you push this button over here, and you've let as much of the air out as you can get out. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. Once you do that, though, jack the tractor back up. Because obviously what you're doing is you're trying to take the pressure off of that tire and put the pink stuff in. If you got pressure on that tire, you're not going to get as much of the pink stuff in. So make sure you do that. Okay, let's go back at it. I'm not going to make you watch this whole thing. Okay, well, it's now 2:45. I started this at probably, I don't know, 12:30 or so. So I've spent a couple of hours at this, but they're all filled. The only thing I can say is when you are finished, get around here like this, so you can see. Yeah, not much to see. When you're finished, make sure you put the tractor back on the ground, put your Schrader valves in, and fill your tires. These things here, Goodyear, Extra Track Terra tires, they're called. I looked them up on the internet. Everything I could find said these things were 8-ply, but according to the sidewall, they're 2-ply. And I could find absolutely no information anywhere on the internet about these things. But here you are. This is most of it right here. Here's 6 cases, all empty. 6 bottles to a case. I've got 4 more in my little shed. And that makes up 40 gallons. So that's a good math. I hate math. 8 gallons, 8 pounds to the gallon, 40 gallons, that's 320 pounds. So that's an extra 320 pounds in the back of my tractor. So hopefully, oops, there we go. Hopefully this is going to give me a little bit more traction, a little bit more stability on the hills, but we shall see. So, appreciate everybody watching this. I tried to keep as much to a minimum as I can. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And what did this cost me? All right, so the pail and the pump were free. I told you that belonged to my father. The pump, the pail was obviously free. We've got, let's see here. I'm walking around with this stupid thing open. It's not the easiest thing in the world to use. Oop, hello. All right, here we go. So this, your Schrader valve removal tool, and this, the valve that you have to buy. It's got the air thing there. Probably 15 bucks. I spent a few extra dollars on this clear hose with the fittings on the end of it. Quite honestly, I wouldn't bother. I found it was a lot easier just to watch the level of the stuff go down in the bucket than it was to try to figure out if stuff was going through the hose. So if I had to do it in the future, I would probably just go out and buy one of those little short hoses that connects your hose reel to the side of the house, that type of thing. Than to bother wasting my time and money building that clear hose. So I could have saved a couple of dollars there. Then there was the price of the fluid. And that was, flip you around here. There. That was about $2.50 a gallon on sale, and that's seriously on sale, boys and girls. Yeah, $2.50 a gallon, 40 gallons. That was $100, roughly. No tax in Hinsdale, New Hampshire, so woohoo! It's always a good thing. But you could do this same process with windshield washer antifreeze. You could do it with water, but unless you live down near the equator someplace, I really would not suggest filling these things with water, especially where I'm at in the Northeast, where it's easily going to get down below zero at some points during the wintertime. And the last thing you want is hard blocks of ice inside your tires instead of nice liquid sloshing around in there. So what would it have cost me to have somebody put calcium chloride or preferably beet juice? That's the other stuff they use. That was going to cost me $200 to $300 a tire per tire. I was looking at probably $400 to $600 to get these done professionally. Honestly, for $100, a few parts, the pump I already had, the bucket I had, a couple of hours worth of my time, and a little bit of work, and I got filled up tires. So I'm happy with the way this came out. I'll let you know if I find any problems, anything I've done that maybe I shouldn't have done or whatever. But for now, sitting here the way it is, good deal. So I will see you on the next video. It might not be for a while. It's getting pretty cold here in this area of the Northeast. And I'm getting old, and I don't like the cold. So it may be a while before I get to another project. I do have a couple of things in mind that I want to try to accomplish. So we'll see how things go. Maybe if I can get my heater running here in the garage, I can do something. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching.